हाँ.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. How are you? Good. What do you expect to get out of this session? Continue. What are you expecting to get out of this session today? Yes. Anyone else?
Name of the workshop is focused on the life. The idea is very wide, so I might find it in the book.
Good. We're going to show you how you can find your purpose of your life. But I'm also going to tell you how you can rise up and bounce back. So let me ask you this as the first question. I want you to write that down because I'm going to give you some homework. Why are you here? And this is not a question of why are you here today, this afternoon, sitting in this chair. This is a question of why are you here on earth? What is your purpose? What is the legacy that you are wanting to leave behind one day? Because you see, if you don't know why you are here, you don't really have a purpose. So when you wake up in the morning and you need to go somewhere, you don't really know where you want to go to, but you know you have to go somewhere. So you're going to enter the front gate and you go, should I go left today or should I go right today? Because it doesn't really matter. But if you have a purpose, you know I need to go right because I need to come to the design school because I have a curriculum to complete. Am I right? So I feel very at home today because I have a daughter that's studying architecture, just like this young lady over here. And I have a younger daughter that does fashion designing, interior decorating, and everything else with design. So I feel really right at home today. But, having said that, what do you think the value of education is? Why is education important? You need to speak up so that the rest of the students can hear you. Get up and face it.
According to me, the purpose is to bring humble and kindness to society. That's the main purpose of the education. According to me.
Anybody else? Come, ladies. What is it? Why is education important to you? Why are you here? Why do you attend this design school? Learn. Yes. To learn to improve yourself.
broadens your mindset towards problem solving things, and you get a different kind of perspective towards life.
100% correct. So, what I want you to do on your page, okay, so I want you to draw 4 blocks. And these 4 blocks is making up the 4 quadrants of your life. Because we need to live a balanced life. But we can only do that if we know how to, if somebody tells us. So today I want to share with you the very first quadrant of your life. Okay? Is called your career or your business. Second quadrant is called family. I didn't stand first in class today, but I can listen at the time. Then we have social and recreation. And we have spirituality. Got it? Okay, so career in business, why is this important to you? Why is this important to anyone?
This is great, like because when we have a degree, we earn money to it and can survive.
Yes. So when you look at Maslow's hierarchy, the very first level is survival. Okay? So we need to complete our education in school, and some of us are very fortunate that we can come to colleges and universities and attend and further our education, so that we get a better job and we earn money. Why is that important? Yes. Yes. Somebody else said something? To live your life. 100% correct. But career in business is also important so that when we progress in our life, okay, we eventually get married and we start a family and we have to look after them. So if this building block is not in place properly and securely, we cannot progress to this building block. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay, so now we're working on our career, we're taking care of our family, but it's important that we have to have some recreational time because we need to recharge ourselves. We need to have a social life and interact with our friends and get different perspectives on life, on various topics that we come into contact with every day. Good. But this isn't enough because this, at the end of the day, is what gives balance to our life. So if our mind, our body, and our soul is not connected, we cannot have spirituality. And spirituality is not religion. So don't make that mistake. So I want you to do a little face, a smiling face preferably, in the middle of your block. Because when you have that smiling face, your life is balanced.
Actually, for me, I would not say, probably I'm lucky enough that I've been able to choose a profession which I think I'm meant for, and with within that, I have extended my family from being just a personal family to the schools and the organization that I teach at. And within teaching itself, I have the social ties and also some other, and it's recreation and work is not separate for me in that sense. I really enjoy following and that's relaxing and meditating for me when I'm with the students. And I also grow while I teach them because it's a learning process to and fro. So I also find uh, and when I see what problems they are facing in terms of how students are right now going into depressive phases, a lot of post the pandemic especially, and how we try to motivate them to come back to that. All that is teaching me a lot about life and spirituality. So for me, I would say I'm really lucky that all these waters are quite kind of merging for me. They're not separate waters anymore. They all come in inclusively.
So I'm so glad that we have that because that is what our lives as coaches are about. Is about helping people to get this balance in their lives because there's a lot of people
Yeah.
that does not have this balance.
That's why I said I'm
There's a lot of people that are only focusing on the career because they want to make the money. I need to buy the Lamborghini, the yellow one. Okay. So these things it doesn't matter to me because this is all I'm chasing. But if this is all that I am chasing, eventually I'm going to burn out. And then that yellow Lamborghini and the money in my bank account is not going to matter. But similarly, if we have that and we have that, and I go to work and I come back home, and I go to work and I come back home, and I go to work and I come back home, and I don't have this, my life is not fulfilled. It's empty. So you see why this is important? Okay, so now I want to ask you, in chasing all these things, life sometimes throws curveballs at us, and then we fall, we make a mistake, and we are devastated, we're disappointed. And if we don't manage that properly, we become depressed, we become angry, and we deteriorate in our behavior. So how do we, when we fall, what do we do? When you fall, you get back up again. If you fall 5 times, you get up 6 times. You fall 7 times, you get up 8 times. It doesn't matter. Okay? David has got his purpose in life to make a mindset shift, a soul set shift, and a heart set shift in 1 million people. That's what you read out. But can I tell you something? In the 30 years of training people, coaching people, mentoring people, he failed. He didn't reach 1 million people. He reached 300,000 people. But if he didn't take that first step, he would have reached 300,000 people. And he's not finished yet. That's why he's sitting here today. He's still working towards making that shift change in 1 million people. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you fall, get back up. You saw the first picture of our slideshow is of a lady that jumps up because she's joyful. She has a purpose in her life. Does that make sense? So in all of this, while we are building our life and we're getting balanced and we are pulling down and we're getting back up and we're building our mental resilience, I want to ask you, how do you value yourself?
Inner self. By listening inner self.
By listening to our inner self. Okay.
I think non-judgmental basically. it's a very difficult value to attain, but this is what I've understood. Very recently, I might tell you, being non-judgmental.
Okay, but if I had to say, I want to buy you today, what is your price? Okay. Why are you laughing? What is your price? I can't hear. You don't know. Can I ask you what you think? You're also priceless. I'm very glad to hear that. Can you all see him now? Yes, I'm there. Yes. Where is it? Speak out. Not really. Thank you, my dear. What happened? What did she just show you? Your life is about your breath. Your breath that you take is the most precious gift that you could have ever gotten in your life. So don't waste your breath. You see, we don't engage in negativity. We have a beautiful platform called Fire to Wire. Fire to Wire. South Africa. But there's always a Fire to Wire in India. And on that platform, we learn how to sit in silence. And while we're sitting in silence, we do breathing exercises. Early in the morning when we wake up. Then we go and we do some meditation. And after that, we have a practice where we say our affirmations and we visualize how we achieve our affirmations. The value of that program is not really in the sitting in silence, doing the meditation, affirmations and visualizations, and then you run off for the day and forget about what you did this morning. The value of this program is being aware the whole day of what you did this morning. You need to be aware of the breathing that you did so that you could fill your lungs so that you could be ready for the day. You need to be aware of the meditation that you did so that you can clear your mind of clutter. You can focus your attention. You can control the thoughts that are coming into your mind and that is into your mind. Because you need to make important decisions during the day. We also practice something in this platform that we call N, E, N, N. And I want you to write that down, please. NENN stands for no excuses, no negativity. So when we practice no excuses, no negativity or NENN, that means when you do your meditation, you have a gatekeeper to your mind. And this gatekeeper controls the 60,000 thoughts that are wanting to rush into your mind. And it makes me think about the traffic in India, because there's so many cars and motorbikes and thingies on the road. I am not used to that because in South Africa we have to drive in this lane and the car next to you drives in this lane. But in India, there's a car here, there's a car here, and there's a car here. And this one turns that way, and that one turns this way, and it's chaotic. Imagine if you had endless traffic going on in your mind. What decisions would you be making every day? So, I practice in the evening by wearing this little red band around my neck. Every time I come into contact with somebody that says something negative or they want to complain, I enforce my gatekeeper. And I say, okay, please, thank you. Stop. Because I choose not to bring negativity into my life. I choose to focus on what is positive in my life. I choose to look at what am I grateful for. Because when I look at the things that I'm grateful for, the things that I look at change in my life. So if you don't know what your value is, tonight when you go to sleep, before you go to sleep, I want you to take a journal and I want you to write down everything that happened to you. I want you to write down, analyze it, what is good, what is bad. What did you learn from that? If something happened and you reacted to that, can you react to it differently next time? And then I want you to write down what are you thankful for. Because when you start practicing this with awareness, your life changes and then magic. Your value, my dear, is something that nobody can put a price on. You are priceless. You were created as a unique human being with qualities that only you can. So you need to go out every single day and display those qualities. Do you know how a butterfly comes into the world? Can somebody tell me? Or do they complete? Okay, so you know this little caterpillar develops in the cocoon, different stages, just like a baby is born, then it becomes a toddler, and then it eventually becomes a student, the young person going out into the world, and then all like us with family and children and grandchildren. Same with the caterpillar. With the cocoon. So one day, this little caterpillar was making his way outside, and he wanted to get outside of the cocoon, and this round-mini little boy gave rocks. And he saw the caterpillar is struggling to get out of the cocoon. So he went into his mother's room, and he got a scissors, and gently, carefully cut the cocoon open so that he could help this little caterpillar to get out of the cocoon. So when the caterpillar is out, we now turn into a butterfly. He was flipping and flopping, and then he died. Why did that happen?
So it was necessary for the caterpillar to go through the stages of learning how to swim somehow. That was the
Exactly. So that caterpillar could never build the strength into his wings by working its way out of the cocoon by himself. And this is what we do in fire to wire and MRM. And MRM stands for mental resilience mastery. This is where we learn tools to build our confidence. This is where we learn tools to respond to situations instead of reacting to situations. Does anybody have a question so far?
Like this
slightly it's increased our hemoglobin.
Yes.
So it is good for
Okay, so when we increase our mental resilience, we are elevating our own self-confidence. We are elevating our resilience to be able to deal with whatever issue life might throw at us. Because we have the resilience. But when I started this program, David said, I want you to practice NENM for 90 days non-stop. Okay? It means every single day I have to get up. I can't have an excuse for I didn't do my work or I didn't achieve that priority or whatever. I can't do this because I don't have the skills. That's an excuse. So you're not allowed to have that. You're not allowed to engage in negativity in any form. And in the beginning, it was quite hard. So I had to start 2 or 3 times over because I'd lost one day and I failed. And then I waited a day. And then I started another time and I lost it 3 days and then I failed. But the third time, when I realized that I actually have to live this with awareness, like I do with my meditation in the morning, it became easier. Not easy, easier. That's why I started wearing this so that it can remind me. And I did really, really, really well until the day 78. And I just lost it. And my NAA was broken. And I was so sad. And I was crying today. My NAA is broken and I'm so upset. Okay? And just say thanks. Because if we practice this mental resilience, when we fall down, we don't say, I'm so upset and sit and cry because somebody didn't like my Facebook page or my resilience is broken. No. No. You go and you dig deep, deep, deep inside of you. And sometimes very deep inside of you. To find something that's going to give you the strength to bounce back again.
I think what Ma'am was trying to point out was that if you are trying to boost up your confidence at one point of time, which is the thin line between getting egoistic and becoming confident, there's a thin line. But I think if you also practice like this gratitude along with it, when you're thankful for things, then you won't get onto the mind, thing that you won't get onto the other side. You won't become egoistic. You still remain self-confident but humble because you are thankful, you're thankful for little things in life. You always value the others also, then you don't get on to becoming egoistic.
So when you practice these principles and your self-value is increasing, your self-worth is increasing, your ego doesn't matter. Because you don't need validation from people outside any longer. If somebody doesn't like your social media post, so what? It's their opinion and they're entitled to their opinion. But it's just that. It's their opinion. So, if we have to take all of this together, why education is important, why your value is important, why we do those principles, why we need to respect other people and respect ourselves, we get to this formula. And I think most of you will know this first formula, IQ. Does anybody want to say what this is? Yes. So this is what we gather when we grow up when we go to school, when we come to varsity or college. Okay? We gather knowledge, and then we want to step into a job. And very often, when companies recruit students, whether they come from school or whether they come from college, they lack the second formula, emotional intelligence. So then the companies go, oh, I need to retrain these people because they don't know how to behave in a job, they don't know how to communicate, they don't have self-confidence, they lack mental resilience. But if we can get the schools and the colleges to start imparting this with that into the students, our job becomes so much easier. So now we have that. We come back here and we start conducting in our business. We start earning that money. Okay? What do we do with our first paycheck? What do we do with our first paycheck? We splurge because we have money. We buy all the nice things. And then halfway through the month we realize, oh God, I don't have money. So what is this? Are you guilty of that? Okay. So financial intelligence, you need to start learning from very young age, not in college, not when you go and start working. When David was 14 years old, he bought a lawnmower. And in his community, he started mowing lawns for the people that lived around him. And he obviously got money for that. So a couple of weeks later, he bought a second lawnmower. And then he employed his friend to come and work for him. So if the people paid him $2, he would give $1.50 to his friend for the work that he did, and David would keep 50 cents for himself. About 2 years later, David, you sold that gardening business of mowing lawns for $55,000. I built a business in 2 years' time by mowing lawns. And then he went on and he did some other businesses. And by the age of 19, he bought a BMW because he liked making outdoors. But he didn't spend all his money on the car. He kept some, and he was able to start a property business by buying a little house and renovating it and selling it. And that is how he started building his career. Because he realized that I need to be able to have financial intelligence. One day I'm going to have a family and I need to look after them. But it doesn't matter what degree you have behind your name. If you are not socially able to communicate and interact with people, you can't do anything. So if you tell me you want to go into your family's business one day, and I'm saying, okay, what are you going to do in your family's business? Oh, I'm going to run my father's family. Okay. How often do you talk to people? I'm really shy. How are you going to do the negotiations to get contracts for your dad's company so that it can continue to exist? If you are very shy to do it. So, ladies and gentlemen, take the opportunity to start talking to people. Join the debate club. By doing so, increase your general knowledge. How many of you read books? Sometimes. Okay. out of 25, 20 people. Start reading because readers are leaders. If you read, you can talk about insight. And it's not about being a Miss Know-it-all or Mr. Know-it-all. When you have that knowledge and you can have a really solid communication debate with someone, when you run your dad's business, those negotiations become so much easier. But this one gives us holistic development, spirituality. Remember what I said in the beginning? Your mind, your body, your soul is not connected. But you have all of these in place, you still don't have a balance. So when you fall, you don't have resilience, it's going to be a struggle for you to get up. So you see, at the end of the day, our entire life revolves around this. If we play sport, this. If we work, that. But it's all interconnected. The one cannot exist without the other one. Any questions? Nothing?
Mind and soul.
So, when you have an idea, okay, and that idea starts a little fire in your mind, and that idea moves into your heart, it becomes your purpose. When you find your purpose and you want to live with purpose, next, your mind, your body, and your soul. Because you have a vision of where you're going to. And if your mind, body, and your soul is not connected, you're going to struggle to achieve that vision. So this book, Grail, where is? Oh, here we go. So this book, Grail, tells the story of 40 authors from 6 different countries on 3 different continents on how they either had an idea that started firing their heart, that drove them to find their passion and their purpose, or it tells you about how they overcame adversity in their lives. So if any one of you are struggling with adversity, or you don't know how to find your purpose, this book, in 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 of the chapters, will certainly help you to resolve your issue and to help you find your purpose. A lot of people go to motivational seminars and they have maybe 1 or 2 or 3 speakers that tell their story or that gives you tools to say, these are the 7 steps to finding happiness. Here you have 40 people in one room that can make a difference in your life. Think about that. 40 people. They are all professional people, there's doctors, lawyers, architects, life coaches, financial advisors, all took the time to write these stories. So ladies and gentlemen, if you fall, get up. If you have to dig deep in your gut, you do that. Please write down GUTS. That's the second questions asking that I'll leave you with today. When you fall and you have to dig deep in your guts, okay, you remember one thing. Guts stands for genuine, write it down, urge to succeed. So when you fall and you're lying there and your resilience is a bit low and you dig and you dig and you dig and you dig, then you remember this word, genuine urge to succeed. The last sentence you also need to write down. Because if it is to be, it is up to me. Three words, two letters. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we can stand here, we can leave you with a number of synonyms, sayings, and repeats. But you have a choice. You have a choice today to stay where you are and to live your life the way you are because it's comfortable. Or you can choose, as of this moment, I am going to engage in these practices. And you can start with one or two, but you're going to change your life. You're going to become resilient. You're going to get up when you fall down. And you're going to become superhuman. Thank you.